Right now at 5, several tornadoes swept through Oklahoma last week. We'll take a look at the damage they left behind. We don't have any severe weather in our forecast, but rain chances are increasing. We'll take a look at that. And the city of Pittsburgh hosts an Earth Day event with the theme of Invest in Our Planet.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It is 5 a.m. I'm Chris Warner, and it is another chilly start for us out there. We're looking at temperatures right now in the mid to upper 30s. That's why we had that frost advisory that'll continue through the morning hours, but that will eventually go away, and we're going to start to just transition to rain. So let's take a look at that. As we head through today, there could be a stray shower or two across the area in the afternoon. It'll be this evening that rain chances will pick up, and they'll continue overnight into tomorrow morning. Here we are tomorrow evening. There will be pauses in some of this activity, but we're talking rain nearly every day this week across the 4 states, and maybe even a rumble of thunder or two, because here we go into Thursday now. Still rain on this map. We go into Thursday evening, here's another pause, and then by Friday afternoon, we're looking at another round of maybe some showers and possibly a thunderstorm or two. But the good news is we're not anticipating any severe weather. The other good news is there are some flooding concerns, but because this rain's going to be spread out over so many days, it shouldn't be that significant of an issue. This is through Friday evening. Look out here in the drought-stricken parts of southeast Kansas. We're talking 2, 3, 3.5 inches of rain. Everybody getting in on this much-needed rain action across the area. Right now, though, we're clear and calm. MoDOT camera 20th and range line looking good. Same from the KDOT camera at 69 and 400. A nice start, but a cold start for us out there. We've got clear skies sitting at 41 in Joplin, south-southeast breeze at 8. That makes it feel like 36. So even with a light breeze, it's enough to make it feel a little cooler out there. We got 38 Pittsburgh, 39 Chanute, 38 Chetopa, Miami, 39 Neosho, and 41 in Carthage. So by certainly a cold start here. We'll have the sunny skies and some increasing clouds through late morning, warming into the upper 50s. Now, we're going to be below normal all week long as well. But the good news is we're not going to be too terribly cold, at least. We'll have those isolated shower chances this afternoon, pushing mid to upper 60s. And as we head into this evening, we drop back down to the upper 40s. And then, of course, overnight, those rain chances will really pick up. Quick look at your 7-day forecast so you can see the temperatures in the lower to mid 60s, so well below average for us across the area, but at least it's warm enough to keep us out of that freeze and frost zone overnight, and those shower chances again continuing all week and even into early Saturday morning. In central Oklahoma, people are cleaning up after tornadoes plowed through the state last week, killing at least 3 people and damaging homes. KWTV reports that authorities in Shawnee, Oklahoma say some 1,800 buildings and homes were destroyed. A home improvement store was destroyed, but several people sheltering inside survived. 2 long-term care facilities and a hospital in Shawnee were also damaged. Firefighters in Joplin battle a Sunday morning blaze. Reports of a structure fire on the 100 block of North Byers came in a little after 3 on Sunday morning. Joplin Fire Department, the police department, and Met's ambulance responded. Joplin Fire reported heavy fire on the rear side of the home. Responders defeated the flames without damage to the surrounding homes. No firefighters or residents were injured. The Pittsburgh Sustainability Advisory Committee hosted their 3rd annual Earth Day celebration at Immigrant Park. The group aimed to inform the public about environmental responsibility and to raise awareness of the organizations and businesses that help make the Pittsburgh area a great place to live. Exhibitors from around the area joined the committee to show off green ideas and practices.
Groups together here in Pittsburgh to help us celebrate the earth, how we enjoy very natural things and how we continue to support.
It's something that we need to all be aware of, and individual choices we can make to protect the earth and do what we can, do our share.
And the theme was Invest in Our Planet. Well, Joplin Parks and Rec, Wildcat Glades, and the Missouri Department of Recreation organized and hosted an Earth Day celebration at Wildcat Park. The event included giveaways, a scavenger hunt with prizes, a native tree and plant sale by Forest Keeling Nursery, live music by Chester Ellis and the Tumbleweeds, and food served up by local vendors.
Liberty Utilities, they are working with Arbor Day Foundation, and they've supplied trees through Forest Keeling. So you had to register for a free tree, but they're nice trees. They're native trees, which are good for our environment. It's much better to plant a native tree than it is a non-native tree or an invasive tree.
So this is the May the Forest Be With You, a new Earth and Arbor Day event. And we are out here from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. With area businesses and organizations.
The park hosts events throughout the year. Well, Carthage kicked off its inaugural Earth Day celebration at Central Park. The event aims to raise awareness about water conservation, composting, planting, bike riding, and other eco-friendly activities. Multiple conservation and wildlife organizations were in attendance to speak to the public and answer any questions.
Today here in Carthage, we are celebrating our inaugural Community Earth Day celebration. We have come together with a lot of different vendors, about 20 of them throughout our community, to provide educational purposes.
Well, Earth Day is an important day. I mean, it's important that everybody understand how conservation and recycling is important to saving our Earth, and that's why Earth Day was started in 1970.
The event was free and open to the public. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, Pitt State hopes to win on the diamond against Newman. We'll tell you how they did in sports. Plus, we take a look at what in the UFO is going on with sightings of UFOs. And that makes us want to know, do you believe that UFOs are real? And how seeking out therapy for depression is also good for your heart. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. More real news in the morning. We'll be right back. Well, it was the series finale for both Missouri Southern and Pittsburgh State yesterday. There's only 4 games left in the season for both the Lions and the Gorillas. Each team trying to make it count with only one more weekend left to play. We're going to start in Pittsburgh. Gorillas looking to win the series against Newman Jets. Pretty important game for the Gorillas if they want a chance to win the MIAA regular season. Top of the second, 1-0 Jets. Hayden Vanderpool drives this into the gap in right center. It's an RBI single. Newman now leads 2-0. Later in the inning, it's 5-0 Newman. Jenner Steele gets all of that one. That ball is way out of here. Newman now up 7-0. Top of the 6th now. Gorillas trying to get back in it. A beautiful 6-4-3 double play to get out of the inning. Nothing much to see out of Pitt State's offense. Only 3 hits for the Gorillas. Newman shuts out Pitt State 11-0 in 7 innings. Over in Joplin, Missouri Southern is looking for the sweep against Northeastern State. This game had some drama to end the top of the 5th inning regarding a call made by the first base umpire. But after discussions, we play on. We go now to the bottom of the 5th. I see the Lions down 6-4. Will Doherty flies this to right field. Ethan Clark tags up and scores 6-5 Riverhawks. Later in the inning, tied up 6-6. Nate Myskowski is going to crush this deep to left field. That ball stays in the park. 2 runs come in to score. Myskowski has himself a 2-run double and gives the Lions an 8-6 lead. Top of the 8th, Northeastern State answering back with a couple of home runs to give the Riverhawks a 9-8 lead. And then we go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Lions. Henry Kuziak lines this right to the third baseman. And that's the ball game. Northeastern State defeats Missouri Southern 9-8. However, the Lions win the series.
Today was disappointing, but we're in a good spot as far as postseason goes, so we got to kind of keep the big picture in mind and obviously learn from today and keep getting better. You know, we've been a pretty complete team probably. You know, at times we've been really good on the mound as well. And so, but I'd say by and large, offensively, we've done a lot, and I feel like when we're swinging it good, we're a hard team to handle.
Well, still to come, some Canadian students bring a buzz to their project, a bug hotel. And we're going to take another look at that rainy week-long forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 5:15 on this Monday morning. As we go through this week, we've got some rain chances. We're going to head into the afternoon and evening. A stray shower or two is possible, but later tonight, our better rain chances start to move into the area, and they'll start getting into southeast Kansas before they get through the rest of the area. These continue into tomorrow morning, maybe a rumble of thunder or two. And as you can see, there will be pauses here and there in the rain, but otherwise more rain as we go into tomorrow night and into Wednesday morning. Again, a couple of pauses here and there. More rain through to Wednesday evening into Thursday, and you guessed it, more rain. And then we get the break Thursday evening and into Friday morning, and by Friday afternoon rather, well, got it right. More rain on the way for us, so it's much needed rain. And the good news is some of the hardest hit areas in the drought situation in southeast Kansas expected to pick up the majority of this rain, upwards of 3 inches. But everybody getting in on some rain action through this week. Right now, though, we're calm, we're cold, we're quiet. We're at 20th range line, MoDOT camera there, looking back to the south, looks good. Same from the KDOT camera at 69 and 400 just south of Pittsburgh. Our camera 7th and range line, we've got clear skies, chilly out there though, 41, feels like 36 with a light south-southeast breeze at about 8 miles an hour. So that light wind just enough to give us a bit of a wind chill. 38 in Pittsburgh, 39 Lamar, Chanute, 43 in Parsons, 38 Miami, and 39 in Neosho. As we get our day started, we'll start off with the sunny skies. We'll start to see a few more clouds by late morning, upper 50s. We're below average today, and again, a stray shower or two this afternoon. Otherwise, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures pushing the mid to upper 60s, so below normal, but not too terribly cold. We're back into the upper 40s tonight. Rain chances really start to ramp up under cloudy skies through the evening. And as we look at the 7-day forecast, it's rain again each day this week. Again, maybe a rumble of thunder here or there. And in the 60s, so below average. We're talking low to mid 60s here all the way through Friday. Even cooler this weekend, and some of those shower chances hang on into Saturday morning. The other good news is, though, look at the lows. We're going to stay out of that frost and freeze area. Even though it's going to be chilly, it won't be in that quite of a zone. We start to try and warm up heading into next week, and then we'll see some additional rain chances by next Wednesday. Well, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's probably something easily explained, but an office within the Pentagon is carefully reviewing cases of unexplained aerial sightings to monitor for threats and find answers to reports of hundreds of mysterious events in the skies. But is Mars getting ready to attack, or is it just a guy with a drone? Mike Valerio finds out just what the UFO is going on.
The truth is out there, at least according to Sean Kirkpatrick, director of the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office.
UAP cannot remain unexamined or unaddressed.
In an appearance before a Senate Armed Services Subcommittee on Wednesday, Kirkpatrick said the U.S. government is tracking more than 650 potential cases of so-called unidentified aerial phenomena, commonly known to us as UFOs.
Of those over 650, we've prioritized about half of them to be of anomalous, interesting value.
While most of the sightings are not cause for alarm, Kirkpatrick's office played a key role in identifying the Chinese spy balloon that traversed the U.S. in February and is concerned about emerging technologies from foreign countries that could pose a threat.
They are less risk-averse at technical advancement than we are. Right? They are just willing to try things and see if it works.
But so far, Kirkpatrick says any potential threats likely only emanate from this world.
AARO has found no credible evidence thus far of extraterrestrial activity, off-world technology, or objects that defy the known laws of physics.
That doesn't mean ET doesn't exist, according to some scientists.
There's a lunatic! It's really impossible to believe that there's no other life out there.
But he's probably not able to phone home quite yet.
I think what's extremely unlikely is that it happens to be right in our vicinity, and they happen to be technologically advanced right when we are.
I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
That brings us to our question for you this morning. Do you believe that UFOs are real? Yes or no? Well, we want to hear from you. Make sure you vote through our website, through the app, and take part in the discussion on our Facebook page. And we will be back with more right after this.
Topping Health Watch this morning, the outbreak of COVID-19 presented many dangers for children, and a new study suggests increased electric substance ingestions were among them. In the first month of the pandemic in 2020, there was about 25% increase in overall ingestions among children under 6 years old in the United States. The study says those numbers grew by 1.8% more per month than they did before the pandemic. A new poll says America's happiest people share commonalities. Happy Americans tend to share common traits. They're in community and relationships, especially marriage. They also have faith in God, and many are in their retirement years. But only about 12% say they're very happy. The 12% is the smallest since the poll began in 1972. 56% did say they were pretty happy, but 30% said they're not too happy. No political party claims a lion's share of the very happy. A new study finds training the mind, it can help heart disease prevention in the body. Researchers from the European Cardiology Society found effective treatments for depression can lower heart disease risk. The study examined data results of about 637,000 adults suffering from depression. Those who went through treatments, such as therapy, had 10 to 15% lower cardiovascular risk. That's compared to those who went through treatments, but it didn't improve depression symptoms. Flu diagnosis could significantly rise heart attack risk, a new study finds. People who get influenza could be 6 times more susceptible to have a heart attack in the days following a flu diagnosis. Of 26,221 cases of influenza between the years 2008 and 2019, 401 people experienced at least one heart attack within a year of diagnosis. A new study says taking sleeping pills can help prevent Alzheimer's disease from ever developing. The researchers at Washington University St. Louis say taking a high dosage salvarcitent showed sharp drops in Alzheimer's related proteins. Alzheimer's happens from buildup of abnormal proteins in the brain. The scientists are still studying whether long-term use will ward off cognitive decline. The results don't conclude people should take salvarcitent nightly to prevent Alzheimer's. More employees are giving their workers more personal days off when life is too stressful. A Wall Street Journal report say the developments are ways to address workplace mental health and also help keep the best employees. One company, NerdWallet, gave employees 4 self-care days a year to allow employees to have time off. One Fortune 500 consultant says more employees are looking for companies that serve mental health needs. A new study says those with type 2 diabetes who consume sugary drinks regularly will have higher risk of premature death. The study conducted by Harvard University Public Health analyzed the data of more than 9,000 people with type 2 diabetes over 18 years period. Researchers say risk increased 8% in all-cause mortality for each sugary drink consumed daily. Coffee, plain water, and low-fat milk had lower premature death risk. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
And we are watching rain chances nearly every day this week. Some much needed rain out there and below normal temperatures. We'll take a look at that forecast when we come back.
Right now at 5:30, theater students from Pitt State bring Animal Farm to life.
We are calm but cold as we start our Monday morning. Rain chances are on the way. We'll talk about how much rain we'll see coming up.
Also, we meet a Kansas oldest woman who just turned 112 years old.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Carrie Worthen.
I'm Chris Warner. So it's cold out there this morning. We had that freeze warning Saturday night into Sunday, and we've got a frost advisory that runs through 9 this morning. The good news is once we get past this, our overnight lows, they're still going to be on the cold side, but not that cold, and we've got rain chances nearly every day this week. So this is what it looks like on the future track. We head into this afternoon. A stray shower or two is possible across the area, but our better rain chances will start coming in later tonight. As you can see, by 10 o'clock, most of southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, and knocking on the door of southwest Missouri. We go into the overnight hours. We'll continue with the showers, and again, maybe a rumble of thunder or two out there. Otherwise, just a good steady rain. There will be pauses for some of us in this rain, and it will continue into Tuesday evening, into Wednesday morning, into Wednesday evening, and then again into Thursday morning, and finally, by Thursday evening, it stops momentarily and even into Friday morning, but by Friday afternoon, another round of showers and maybe a couple of thunderstorms will be possible as well. We're expecting the heaviest amounts of rain over parts of southeast Kansas, the ones that have been really dealing with the most extreme drought situation, but all of us getting in on a fair amount of rain as we head through the week. MoDOT camera, 20th and range line, we look good so far. Same from the KDOT camera at 69 and 400, and will remain looking good through the majority of today until the rain gets here later tonight. 41 in Joplin, feels like 36 though, with a light south-southeast breeze at about 8. Across the area, we're at 38 Pittsburgh, 43 Parsons, 38 Miami, and 39 Neosho. We get our day started. We'll start off sunny, a few clouds late in morning, upper 50s, below average today, but not too terrible as we look at highs in the mid to upper 60s across the area. Again, a stray shower or two possible. Rain chances pick up overnight tonight, and we'll hang out in the upper 40s for our overnight lows. Carrie?
Thanks, Chris. The Kansas chapter of National Interscholastic Cycling Association returned to Gun Park in Fort Scott for some bike racing action. The Pedal Power Racing events gives young mountain bike riders in grades 6 through 12 the opportunity to race through several waves of friendly yet rigorous competition. Kansas NICA provides team racing, training, and adventure. Officials with the Kansas League of NICA says this is its third race of the season.
NICA is the National Interscholastic Cycling Association. So the Kansas League was formed about 3 years ago. They're in their third season. So this is their third race of their third season. Gun Park's an awesome park. Fort Scott's really blessed to have this park, and we're taking advantage of it. We've built about 8.5 miles of trail here that's utilized by people from all over. They stop here and they ride. They love our trails.
Local volunteers from the Fort Scott community staffed the race. The WDRA Sportsman Drag Racing Series returned to Mocan Dragway for some high-octane action on Sunday. Officials say the WDRA Championship Series features some of the best racers in the area with 5 different categories competing. The event proved to be fun for competitors of all ages.
14 years old, just racing, having fun. So yeah, it's a junior dragster, runs 790 in the 8th at about 80 miles an hour. And I've had it for about 2 years, been racing for about 3 years now.
Admissions cost $15. The Mocan Dragway hosts racing events all season long. The Miners Hall Museum in Franklin, Kansas hosted a free presentation that delves into how the railroad shaped southeast Kansas throughout the years. The emergence of the railroad in rural Kansas, 1870 to present day, was presented by Richard Runkeker. This special program was presented in conjunction with the quarterly exhibit Little Balkan's Coal Camp, McCune, which is hosted by Morgan Blanchard Zimmer and Dick Runkeker.
So today is our first exhibit out of 3. The Miners Hall asked the museum to do a small exhibit on McCune, and today was about railroads that connected the small towns, including McCune and Cherokee.
The quarterly exhibit is open to the public during regular museum hours. The theater students of Pitt State University presented The Animal Farm by George Orwell to a packed audience. The play, which follows the story of a group of farm animals who overthrew their human owner in an attempt to create a society of equality, was brought to life by the talented cast and crew. The cast hopes this performance can provide people with the same lessons that the book is based on provides.
I hope people take away just a sense of themselves, of being able to reflect on what's happening around them, even when they aren't aware of it.
The Pitt State Theater Department is known for producing exceptional performances, and the Animal Farm was no exception. Credo Senior living resident Margaret Hollishead celebrated turning 112 years old, making her the oldest Kansan. KOAM Shagun Babanelli has more.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Margaret. Happy birthday to you.
As the oldest Kansan, Margaret's milestone birthday is the cause for celebration, not just for her friends and family, but also for our entire community.
Family has came, all three of her children. We've had a reception that invited the public. Lots of her prior students have came out to visit and wish her a happy birthday.
Bobby Byrne, the manager of Credo Senior Living, the community where Margaret has lived for the past few years, says Margaret has a legacy in Chanute.
She was born and raised on Central Street, and when she married, she moved a half a block north, and that's where she raised her family. She taught for almost 40 years in our school district. She was a music teacher and taught a little longer than she wanted to, but they couldn't find anyone to replace her, so.
Margaret's daughter says she had many talents and also had the dream of being an attorney.
She's extraordinary. She's amazing. I'm sorry that she's not awake today. She wanted to be an attorney. Her mother wouldn't let her in that time.
Margaret's caretaker and family say she has a passion for playing the piano.
Mom wanted me to be a great piano player, and so I'd get up early and grab my ball mitt and sneak out before they got up so I could go play ball instead of practice piano. It worked for me.
She has a hymn book, and it's on the piano, and she will just wheel up and she'll just start pecking a song, and they're all like gospel hymns that she plays.
Community members of Chanute ended the day with the car parade for Margaret. Reporting in Chanute, Shagun Babanelli, KOAM News.
The city of Chanute issued a proclamation congratulating Margaret as she celebrates an extraordinary milestone. This morning we are discussing, UFOs.
Say the truth is out there, at least according to Sean Kirkpatrick, director of the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. It's a fun title. Kirkpatrick said the U.S. government is tracking more than 650 potential cases of so-called unidentified aerial phenomenon, commonly known as UFOs, even though they called it UAP. Whatever.
While most of the sightings are not cause for alarm, the AARO is concerned about emerging technologies from foreign countries that could pose a threat.
But so far, Kirkpatrick says any potential threats likely only emanate from this world, but that doesn't mean ET doesn't exist, according to some scientists, but he's probably not able to phone home quite yet. That brings us to our question for you this morning. Do you believe that UFOs are real? Half of you say you do, half of you say you don't. I had a friend when we were growing up, we'd stay out summer nights late and see if we could see any. I don't think we ever did, but we watched.
Growing up, I didn't believe that. But as people are proving science more and more to me, I'm like, there could be possibly UFOs out there. I don't know.
Well, and I'm a Star Trek fan, of course. Everybody at home knows that, and I can't help but think that there's got to be others out there. It's just a matter of what, where, and when we'll end up meeting them.
Hopefully, I don't ever.
Hopefully, they're friendly too if they decide to pay a visit.
All right, that's a look at our top news stories coming up on this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A town in Missouri celebrates a unique 50th anniversary.
Plus, 2 departments in Italy team up to make a unique tourism campaign. We'll have the latest.
You're watching the KOAM Morning News. More real news in the morning. We'll be right back. Topping World Watch, busy bees creating a home for busy bees. These kids in Montreal are working hard to create a bug hotel to protect the bee population. The students wrote letters to the borough mayor asking for help with a project to protect bees and biodiversity of the neighborhood. The project entails building a bug hotel, planting more flowers, using less pesticides on plants, and letting the grass grow long so the bees can harvest pollen from dandelions. Sandro Bottatelli's Venice has been brought to life by AI for a new marketing campaign from Italy's tourism ministry. The love goddess featured in his 15th century masterpieces, The Birth of Venice and Primavera, is now Italy's hottest virtual influencer. She can be seen riding a bike, taking selfies, and eating pizza. The campaign is a collaboration between the tourism ministry and the National Tourism Agency. Venus is reimagined as a virtual influencer with hopes that she'll catch an eye of a prospective tourist. An American style larger that for years have been marketed as the champagne of beers is getting a chilly reception by a group of French wine producers. On Monday, Belgium authorities destroyed a shipment of more than 2,300 cans of American brew, Miller High Life. The French trade group that guards the official use of the word champagne said the slogan on the labels runs afoul of EU protections. The State Department says workers from the U.S. Embassy in Sudan were evacuated in a special military operation ordered by President Biden. It comes as fighting between two rival generals has intensified, fueling fears that the country could be headed towards a civil war. Jared Hill has the latest from New York.
Sporadic gunfire could be heard overnight in Sudan's capital, Khartoum, hours after U.S. Special Forces successfully evacuated dozens of American personnel from the embassy. That includes diplomatic workers and a U.S. Marine detachment. The State Department says 100 U.S. troops were involved in executing the airlift operation, during which Special Forces flew Chinook helicopters from the small African country of Djibouti to a staging point in Ethiopia and then into Sudan's capital. Secretary of State Antony Blinken monitored the operation from Washington. In a tweet, Blinken said operations at the embassy, which include consular services, have been suspended.
Mr. President, any comment on the evacuation?
President Biden says he's receiving regular updates from his team on their ongoing work to assist Americans in Sudan. The State Department says there are no immediate plans to evacuate the hundreds of U.S. civilians who are currently there.
I am concerned about the safety and security of U.S. nationals who've been serving in humanitarian missions or in other ways across the country.
Last week, Republican House Foreign Affairs Committee Chair Michael McCaul told CBS News, quote, there will be consequences for those who interfere in the safe passage of American citizens. More than 400 people, including one American, have been killed and thousands injured since fighting broke out earlier this month between two rival generals in Sudan. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Leaders from multiple Western nations have called for a ceasefire in Sudan, including President Biden, who said in a statement, quote, the belligerent parties must implement an immediate and unconditional ceasefire, allow unhindered humanitarian access, and respect the will of the people of Sudan. Let's look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 5:47 on our Monday morning. Time for a check of that rainy forecast. So as we head into today and into the afternoon, we'll have increasing clouds and may see a stray shower or two across the area. But our best chances for rain are going to come later this evening. So you can see by 10, southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma starting to get in on the rain action. We go through the overnight into tomorrow morning. Rain, maybe a thunderstorm or two, but no strong or severe storms expected. And that'll be the trend as well. In addition to the rain, a rumble of thunder or two will be possible through the week. We'll head into Tuesday evening, showers, maybe a thunderstorm. Wednesday morning, some of us getting a brief pause before more showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two start to roll through the area, heading through the day Wednesday into the evening and overnight and into Thursday morning, more rain showers. Then by the afternoon and evening on Thursday, we'll get a pause into Friday morning, but by Friday afternoon, you can see another round of showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two starting to roll through the area. So how much rain are we talking about? We're talking about a pretty good helping of rain for for some of us, especially out in southeast Kansas that are still dealing with that extreme drought situation. We're talking anywhere 2-3 inches of rain out there. The rest of us picking up anywhere from an inch, inch and a half, maybe even 2.5 inches. So plentiful rainfall. Now the good news is this should be spread out over enough days that flooding shouldn't be a significant concern, but it is still something to watch closely with this kind of rainfall. MoDOT camera, 20th in range line, looking to the south. We're looking okay so far. Same from the KDOT camera at 69 and 400 just south of Pittsburgh, and will remain looking all right again through the majority of today. 7th in range line, clear skies but cold. 41 in Joplin, feels like 36 with a south-southeast breeze at 8 miles an hour. Across the area, again, it's cold. That's why we have that frost advisory that runs through 9 a.m. We had 36 Iola, 43 Parsons, 37 Chetopa, 38 Miami, 39 Neosho, and 40s in Carthage and Lamar. As we get our morning started, we'll start off chilly, sunny, with a few clouds by late morning, upper 50s. We will be below average this whole week as well in terms of our temperatures. Mid to upper 60s today. Again, a stray shower or two possible this afternoon. And then as we head into the overnight, those rain chances will really start to ramp up, especially after 10 o'clock. But the good news is, even though we're going to be below average for our highs, our overnight lows should remain out of that frost and freeze zone. They're going to be cold, don't get me wrong, but they're going to be warm enough that frost and freeze should not be a significant issue. We're in the upper 40s tonight. We'll hang out in the lower to mid 60s all the way through Friday with, again, off and on rain chances, maybe a thunderstorm. Overnight lows for the most part in the mid to upper 40s. Then we head into the weekend. We get some lower 40s out there. We get cooler for Saturday and Sunday. And then next week, we'll get a break from the rain. We try to warm back up to about average across the area, and then we're watching some additional rain chances as we head into next Wednesday, but at least our temperatures try to rebound to normal. We'll have more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
It's been 50 years since all the excitement in Piedmont, Missouri. Now it's time to mark a special anniversary. Close Encounters of Piedmont Kind celebrates multiple sightings of UFOs by people in that small town in 1973. Nikki Clark spoke to some residents who remember that year well.
In the small town of Piedmont, nothing will ever compare to the thrill 50 years ago.
You can imagine a group of basketball boys coming back from a ball game and seeing this. I mean, you know, just as soon as they got to school, it was all over school.
Gene Coleman says it came up in almost any conversation you had.
Even the government was down here, you know, asking questions as to what, you know, was taking place.
Coleman didn't just hear about it. She tells me she saw a UFO while out on a drive with her friend.
And just looking up at the sky and everything. And then all of a sudden, I saw down toward the water a red light flash. Then when it got up so high, all of the lights came on and all of them remained on. And then it went over the hill.
Joe King also remembers the lights.
I never knew what they were, and I never said what they were. I just described what I saw.
And now, half a century later,
our whole town's covered in UFOs right now.
Chamber of Commerce Director Sarah Phillips says the town is celebrating their history with UFO Fest.
And expert speakers, so they will be here all day tomorrow speaking. And then we have over 50 craft vendors that are coming in, food trucks, we have some historic memorabilia, old newspaper articles, pictures, things like that from back in '73.
King and Coleman tell me they're happy the community is embracing it now, because back in 1973,
I have two different ideas about people that talk about UFOs and sees UFOs. You're either a kook or you're not.
I have always regretted saying anything about it.
And I wish I had have talked more about it back then.
And now, in 2023,
this is Piedmont. This happened in Piedmont, and we are witnesses of it. And I think, you know, it's something that we all can share.
And it's exciting to see the people in town, you know, a lot of younger people kind of getting caught up in it.
Coleman didn't.
The people of this Missouri town probably do feel like the truth is out there. We'll be right back. Get ready for some cuteness. A Springboro, Ohio elementary school had special visitors take a tour of the building this week. A family of ducks. The mother duck is no stranger to the school. For the past 5 years, she has made Clear Creek Elementary School's seniors garden home. She uses the outdoor garden space to build nests and lay her eggs. The school's occupational therapist says the sensory garden is free of predators, and she believes the soothing sound of the wind chimes keep her babies calm at night. This year, the school relocated the mother duck and her 12 ducklings to a wooded space behind the school to give them a less confined space.
We've got ourselves a below average day. Will be clear to start. A few clouds by late morning, upper 50s. We head into the afternoon, mid to upper 60s for highs. A stray shower or two possible as clouds increase, but our rain chances really ramp up as we head into the overnight hours after about 9-10 o'clock tonight. Mostly cloudy skies, upper 40s for our overnight low. And then as we head into the week ahead, it's rain chances nearly every day through Saturday morning. Maybe even a thunderstorm or two. No severe weather expected, but maybe a rumble of thunder. Temperatures remain well below average. We're talking lower to mid 60s for the majority of the week, but our lows at least stay out of that frost and freeze area. We head into next week. We try to warm back up. See, we're getting closer to average, but as we do so, we're also watching the possibility of some additional shower chances as we head into next week, and we've also got a pretty chilly weekend ahead of us as well. We're back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Right now, fight a house fire in North Joplin early Sunday morning.
And we've got ourselves a cold but calm start to our Monday morning with rain on the way. We'll talk about all that coming up.
And the 4 states celebrates the 53rd annual Earth Day with some local observations in Pittsburgh, Joplin, and Carthage. We'll take you there.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. I'm Tanya Bach.
I'm Chris Warner, coming up on 6:01 on this Monday morning, and it's cold outside.
It is.
Not pleasant.
Barely above freezing.
Yeah, just barely, and that's why we do have that frost advisory that runs through 9 this morning. We even had a freeze warning into Sunday morning because, boy, it got downright cold across the area. The good news is, while we're going to remain chilly, we're not going to be nearly this cold for the next several days, which is good. But we do have rain on the way. We head into the afternoon. A stray shower or two is possible. It won't be until later tonight that we'll start to see better chances of rain, maybe even a rumble of thunder or two start to roll through the area, and these will go all night into tomorrow morning. Some of us will see brief pauses in the activity, and then we will see the showers and maybe even a thunderstorm return as we go into Tuesday evening, Tuesday overnight, Wednesday morning. We go into Wednesday evening, more showers, more thunderstorms. Same for Thursday morning. And then we get a pause Thursday evening into Friday morning, and then by Friday afternoon, more showers and thunderstorms across the area. But the good news is, especially for folks in southeast Kansas, through Friday, expecting upwards of 2-3 inches of rain across the region, which is, again, good news for the drought-stricken areas in southeast Kansas. MoDOT cameras, 20th and Range line, looking to the south, looks good. Same from the camera from KDOT at 69 and 400 just south of Pittsburgh. We got clear skies right now, but cold. 42 in Joplin, feels like 37. The south breeze at 9. Across the region, this is what temperatures look like. 37 in Pittsburgh, Parsons, 39 Chanute, 38 Miami, and 39 in Neosho. We get our day started. It'll be sunny initially. Some clouds by late morning, upper 50s. Below normal all week long, by the way. Mid to upper 60s today. A stray shower or two possible. And then again, as we head into the overnight, upper 40s for lows. Rain chances really start to ramp up after about 9 or 10 o'clock. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Chris. Firefighters in Joplin battle a Sunday morning blaze. Reports of a structure fire on the 100 block of North Byers came in a little after 3 Sunday morning. Joplin Fire Department, Joplin Police, and Met's ambulance responded emergency. And Joplin Fire reported heavy fire on the rear side of the house. Responders defeated the fire without damage to the surrounding homes. No firefighters or civilians were injured. In central Oklahoma, people are cleaning up after tornadoes plowed through the state last week, killing at least 3 people and damaging homes. KWTV reports authorities in Shawnee, Oklahoma say some 1,800 buildings and homes were destroyed. Home improvement store was destroyed, but several people sheltering inside survived. 2 long-term care facilities and a hospital in Shawnee were also damaged. The Pittsburgh Sustainability Advisory Committee hosted its 3rd annual Earth Day celebration at Immigrant Park. The group aimed to inform the public about environmental responsibility and to raise awareness of the organizations and businesses that help make the Pittsburgh area a great place to live. Exhibitors from around the area joined the committee to show off green ideas and practices.
Groups together here in Pittsburgh to help us celebrate, the earth, how we enjoy very natural things and how we continue to support.
It's something that we need to all be aware of, and individual choices we can make to protect the earth and do what we can, do our share.
The theme was Invest in Our Planet. Joplin Parks and Rec, Wildcat Glades, and the Missouri Department of Recreation organized and hosted an Earth Day celebration at Wildcat Park. The event included giveaways, a scavenger hunt with prizes, a native tree and plant sale by Forrest Keeling Nursery, live music by Chester Ellis and the Tumbleweeds, and food served by local vendors.
Liberty Utilities, they are working with Arbor Day Foundation, and they've supplied trees through Forrest Keeling. So you had to register for a free tree, but they're nice trees. They're native trees, which are good for our environment. It's much better to plant a native tree than it is a non-native tree or an invasive tree. So this is the May the Forest Be With You, a New Earth Arbor Day event. And we are out here from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. With area businesses and organizations.
The park hosts events throughout the year. Carthage kicked off its inaugural Earth Day celebration at Central Park. The event aims to raise awareness about water conservation, composting, planting, bike riding, and other eco-friendly activities. Multiple conservation and wildlife organizations were in attendance to speak to the public and answer any questions.
Today here in Carthage, we are celebrating our inaugural Community Earth Day celebration. We have come together with a lot of different vendors, about 20 of them throughout our community, to provide educational purposes.
Well, Earth Day is an important day. I mean, it's important that everybody understand how conservation and recycling is important to saving our earth, and that's why Earth Day was started in 1970.
The event was free and open to the public. Well, this morning, big names in both parties look to be gearing up for the 2024 presidential contest. President Biden is expected to officially announce his bid for re-election as soon as this week, as former Vice President Mike Pence tells CBS News he's close to making a decision on whether to challenge his former boss, Republican frontrunner, former President Donald Trump. Jared Hill has a look at the state of the race.
Landing back at the White House Sunday, President Biden's official bid for 2024 could take off as soon as this week. A source tells CBS News the president's team is eyeing tomorrow, 4 years to the day since he announced for the 2020 contest. As Dems watch and wait, Republican hopefuls descended upon the spring meeting for Iowa's Faith and Freedom Coalition.
I will continue to fight for our values.
Former President Trump, the current GOP frontrunner, appeared via video. The ongoing battle over abortion took center stage, but presidential politics still in focus. Former Vice President Mike Pence, there in person, says he'll announce a decision by June.
The challenges that we're facing in this economy with inflation at a 40-year high, a crisis at our border, are going to require someone who has the ability to step in on day one and set our country back on a path towards security and prosperity.
South Carolina Senator Tim Scott is also considering. Former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson expected to announce Friday, but still no official decision from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, a distant second in polls behind former President Trump.
I'm not a candidate, so we'll see if and when that changes.
But the clock is ticking as the first primary and caucus dates are set for January. Jared Hill, CBS News.
According to a new NBC News poll, 70% of Americans do not think President Biden should run again, including 51% of Democrats. half citing his age as a major reason why. And according to a poll out last week by the Associated Press and Newark Center for Public Affairs Research, about 44% of Republicans do not want former President Donald Trump to run for re-election. On top of those numbers, 38% of respondents in a Yahoo News YouGov poll say they felt, quote, exhaustion over the idea of a Biden-Trump rematch. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, we've got a perfect way to kick off your Monday when Lori Horton heads back into Studio K with a recipe for magic cookie bars. You don't want to miss this one. Plus, a controversial new weapon in the fight against the nationwide scourge of fentanyl as test strips that let people test the content of other drugs hits the street. And Chris returns with another look at your frosty Monday forecast. Lets us know just how long these chilly temperatures plan on hanging around. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. More real news in the morning. We'll be right back. Super excited to have baker extraordinaire Lori Horton joining us in studio this morning. And I understand we're making some magic cookie bars.
We are.
Let me go ahead and put this on you.
Thank
here.
you.
I'm sorry about that.
Little delay. We're good.
There we go. We'll just do
All right,
that.
Fantastic. So these are going to be super simple again today. My goal for you guys is always to have something that you can make easy at home, the kiddos can help out with, and a little bit less stressful of a treat for the end of the day. So
all right.
Minor ingredients, minor equipment, so important. So starting out with a aluminum pan, also less dishes to wash, which I think is fabulous.
Nice.
And what I've done is lined my pan with a parchment paper. You can also do this with aluminum foil. But if you do the aluminum foil, you want to spray it with a little bit of baking spray or cooking spray.
Okay.
Because our goal on this is to have a gooey bar that's not going to stick to the pan and be messy when we go to turn it out.
Yeah.
So little pro tip on that one, when you go to put your foil or your paper in there, turn your pan over first. Measure it off the bottom.
I never even thought of doing it that way.
Up,
That's
and
perfect.
Then boom, it sets right down in there, easy peasy, no problem. So
Okay.
I'm starting out with my graham crackers, already with my butter in them. Our recipe is on there. It's about a half a cup of melted butter to that cup and a half of graham cracker crumbs, and you can use chocolate grahams, you can use the regular honey graham crackers.
So you've already melted your butter.
I've already
in there.
melted my butter and got everything in there, and I'm going to turn this over. Fancy tool here, but we're going to take this measuring cup and just smash that down, make it nice and flat. Can you
want me
handle
to do that?
Yes, please.
Okay. Like being given a job.
I know,
yes.
Right? Absolutely.
As long as it's not cutting onions.
Right. I'm not used to having a sous chef on hand, so you know it's nice. It's nice. Then we're just going to go with next our chocolate chips, and I'm going to use a mixture of all different kinds, and there's so many different ones out there now. I've got espresso chips, there's cream cheese, there's peanut butter, but I've just got a mixture of dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and white chocolate.
Okay.
And it's delicious, but it's whatever you really, really like. But the most important part on these bars is to layer them in the right order.
Okay.
That's the magic in the magic cookie bar.
I was going to ask you, what makes these magical besides the fact that you're making them?
Well, of course that, but
how tight do you want your?
Pretty tight. We want that packed in there really well.
Otherwise it crumbles?
Otherwise it crumbles a little bit. It makes it kind of difficult to cut at the end. So you want it in there really nice. And then our next magical ingredient is going to be our sweetened condensed milk. So super easy. We're going to assemble all of this in our order. Sweetened condensed milk, chocolate chips, then coconut, and then our pecans, and we're going to pack that down again and bake it in that 350 degree oven for about 25 or 30 minutes until it's golden brown on top.
Awesome.
Yes. So
Okay.
we'll put all of these together, one layer at a time.
Okay, sounds good.
Good coating on top. Again, super complicated, as you guys can see. Whole can of that sweetened condensed milk.
Okay, so are we going to come back and finish
We're going to
this
come
up?
back and finish it up.
Okay, so once we get all our layers in there, then we'll pop it in the oven.
Pop it
But
in
we
the
will
oven.
see how it turns out when we
Magic
come
of
back on
television.
KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We'll be right back.
Sorry about that.
All we needed was an answer. Like.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Time for a little weather trivia for you this morning. We want to know which type of cloud creates the most thunderstorms. Not all, but the most of them. Is it a cumulus cloud, a cumulonimbus, a nimbostratus, or a cumulostratus cloud? We'll have the answer to that question here in just a couple more minutes. But first, a look at what we've got today. We could see a couple of thunderstorms throughout the week, but nothing too crazy. We head into the afternoon. A stray shower is possible, but our best rain chances start to roll into the area late tonight after about 9 or 10. They'll hold on through tomorrow morning. We'll get little pauses here and there, and then by the evening, you can see more widespread showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two. And that holds on into Wednesday morning, and then more widespread showers, and again, maybe a thunderstorm heading into Wednesday evening. That continues as we head into Thursday morning, and then by Thursday afternoon, a few showers still possible, but we'll get a pause as we head into Friday morning before another batch of showers, and maybe a thunderstorm or two starts to roll in on us on Friday evening into Saturday morning. So in terms of rainfall, we're looking at anywhere from an inch, 2 inches, even 3 inches of rain over the next several days across the area. So while flooding's not a major concern right now, it is something we'll keep an eye on, but otherwise getting some much needed rain in parts of southeast Kansas. MoDOT camera, 20th and range line, looking back to the south. We are looking good so far. Same from the KDOT camera at 69 and 400 just south of Pittsburgh. Starting to see some pretty colors in the sky as the sun gets closer to rising out there. And you can see we've got clear skies, 42 though, 37 is what it feels like, south breeze at 9. That's why we have that frost advisory that runs through 9 this morning for the area. 37 in Pittsburgh Parsons, 39 Chanute, 37 Yates Center, 38 in Miami, 39 Neosho, and 41 in Carthage. We get our day going. We'll have mostly clear skies, partly cloudy by late morning, upper 50s. Then as we head into the afternoon, below average, but not bad. Mid to upper 60s across the area. Again, a stray shower or two possible this afternoon. Increasing clouds. Then we switch to cloudy skies overnight. Showers really pick up after about 9, 10 o'clock across the area, dropping back down to the upper 40s for our overnight low. All right, back to our question. Which type of cloud creates the most thunderstorms? Well, if you happen to pick B, cumulonimbus, you would be correct. In fact, those clouds can reach over 39,000 feet, and the high winds at that height give the clouds their anvil shape. All right, let's look ahead. Temperatures below average all the way through the weekend, a chilly weekend ahead of us as we hang out mostly in the lower to mid 60s. Then we get a little cooler, upper 50s to near 60 this weekend. Shower, thunderstorm chances every day through Saturday morning. But the good news is, despite how cool it is, the overnight lows stay above that frost and freeze area. They get close though. We head into next week. We try to start warming back up to normal into the 70s. Then we see more rain chances as we head into Wednesday of next week. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Topping Health Watch this morning, a new Canadian study finds people who receive 4 or more CT scans when they were children had more than double the risk of developing brain tumors, leukemia, or lymphoma. An increased risk of intracranial tumors was also found in children who'd received 2 or 3 CT scans. There was no increased cancer risk with 1 scan. The fentanyl crisis has skyrocketed to the point that it's now a leading cause of death of Americans under 50. The CDC says nearly 70% of opioid overdose deaths in the U.S. are related to the powerful synthetic drug. Jared Hill has the details.
Behind the bar of this New York City pizza shop, in plain sight, are test kits meant to detect the potentially deadly opioid, fentanyl.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to keep you alive.
Carla Hogan says with the business in the heart of Manhattan nightlife, stocking up was a no-brainer. Scar's Pizza is part of a growing network through the ASAP Foundation, increasing access to these tests as fentanyl, so potent and often laced into many other illicit drugs, creeps into communities.
The majority of fentanyl deaths that we have in this state are people who didn't know that they were taking fentanyl at the time that they ingested fentanyl.
The strips have long been considered drug paraphernalia and have been illegal in many states. But since 2022, more and more states are decriminalizing them, including Kentucky, Utah, and Mississippi. Texas Representative Tom Oliverson sponsored a bill moving through his state.
I think for somebody who already is abusing drugs, the difference between having these strips and not having these strips is the opportunity to go to rehab versus be killed instantly.
We don't want to tell you what to do. We just want to make sure you're safe, and we want to make sure that you have access to those safeties, whatever those may be.
A short-term fix as the nation grapples with a larger crisis. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
The American Medical Association has also advocated for the use of the strips as a tool to avoid fentanyl poisoning. Some state legislatures have decided not to decriminalize, with lawmakers concerned they could entice people to use illegal drugs. The Supreme Court decision that overturned the federal right to an abortion created a patchwork of laws across the United States and widespread uncertainty. Among those with questions are the nation's future doctors. New data suggests the restrictions are having an impact on where and what future doctors plan to practice. A new analysis from the Association of American Medical Colleges finds the number of medical school students who applied to residency training programs ticked down last year. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
We've still got that frost advisory through 9 a.m. We'll have clear skies, partly cloudy by late morning, upper 50s. We'll see clouds increasing through the afternoon, a stray shower or two possible as highs make it into the mid to upper 60s. Then we head into tonight. After about 9, our rain chances really ramp up. Could see a rumble of thunder or two as well, but otherwise rain showers across the area into the upper 40s for our overnight lows. And rain is the theme every day this week through Saturday morning, and below average also the theme. Also a chilly weekend for us. Temperatures in the low to mid 60s, showers, maybe a rumble of thunder all the way through Saturday morning for us. But the good news is our overnight lows at least stay out of that frost and freeze range for the next several days. We'll take another complete look at your forecast and those rain chances when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Right now at 6:30, 4 state kids get to pedal power their way through a mountain bike competition in Fort Scott, Kansas.
And we are calm, clear, and cold as we start our Monday morning, but rain chances are on the way. We'll tell you how long they're going to last and how much rain we're looking at coming up.
Pittsburgh State University stages a production of the George Orwell classic, Animal Farm.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's now 6:29. I'm Tanya Bach.
I'm Chris Warner. So it's a cold one out there this morning. I want to remind folks at home still have that frost advisory through 9 a.m. this morning. Of course, we had that freeze warning yesterday morning. The good news is, even though we're going to be below average this week, at least the temperatures overnight are not going to be at those frost and freeze levels, which is good. But we're also talking about a lot of rain on the way. As we look at the future track, we'll have the clouds increasing this afternoon. There might be a stray shower or two out there, but our better chances for rain will come after about 9, 10 o'clock. We start to see a batch of showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder or two roll through the area. These will continue into tomorrow morning, and they will pause briefly before resuming tomorrow afternoon. They will run through tomorrow night into Wednesday morning, pause briefly, return as we head into Wednesday afternoon and evening. And again, a couple of thunderstorms possible, but no strong to severe storms expected. More showers, maybe a thunderstorm Thursday morning, possibly a shower Thursday evening, a break overnight Thursday into Friday morning before another batch of showers and maybe some thunderstorms start to roll in as we head into Friday afternoon, the overnight, and into Saturday morning. Now, with that many rain chances, it does mean we're looking to pick up a fair amount of rain, anywhere from 1 to upwards of 3 inches of rain, and that's going to be really good, especially in southeast Kansas, the areas that have been hit hard by this drought and haven't really seen much improvement. MoDOT camera, 20th and range line, looking back to the south, looks good. We're looking all right from the KDOT camera at 69 and 400. Getting some nice colors out there on our camera at 7th and range line. Clear skies, 42, feels like 37. South breeze at 9. Across the area, temperatures are cold. 37 Nevada, 36 Fort Scott, 37 Parsons, and 36 in Miami. We get our morning started. We'll start clear, partly cloudy by late morning, upper 50s. We head into this afternoon, again, a stray shower possible. Otherwise, increasing clouds. Temperatures below average, but not bad, pushing the mid to upper 60s. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Chris. The Kansas chapter of the National Interscholastic Cycling Association returned to Gun Park in Fort Scott for some bike racing action. The Pedal Power Racing event gives young mountain bike riders in grades 6 through 12 the opportunity to race through several waves of friendly yet rigorous competition. Kansas NICA provides team racing, training, and adventure. Officials with the Kansas League of NICA say this is its 3rd race of the season.
NICA is the National Interscholastic Cycling Association. So the Kansas League was formed about 3 years ago. They're in their third season. So this is their third race of their third season. Gun Park's an awesome park. Fort Scott's really blessed to have this park, and we're taking advantage of it. We've built about 8.5 miles of trail here that's utilized by people from all over. They stop here and they ride. They love our trails.
Local volunteers from the Fort Scott community staffed the race. The WDRA Sportsman Drag Racing Series returns to Mocan Dragway for some high-octane action on Sunday. Officials say the WDRA Championship Series features some of the best racers in the area, with 5 different categories competing. The event proved to be fun for competitors of all ages.
14 years old, just racing, having fun. So yeah, it's a junior dragster, runs 790 in the 8th at about 80 miles an hour. And I've had it for about 2 years, been racing for about 3 years now.
Admission is $15. The Mocan Dragway hosts racing events all season long. The theater students of Pitt State University presented The Animal Farm by George Orwell to a packed audience. The play, which follows the story of a group of farm animals who overthrow their human owner and attempt to create a society of equality, was brought to life by the talented cast and crew. The cast hopes this performance can provide people with the same lessons that the book it's based on provides.
I hope people take away just a sense of themselves, of being able to reflect on what's happening around them, even when they aren't aware of it.
Pitt State Theater Department is known for producing exceptional performances, and The Animal Farm was no exception. Miners Hall Museum in Franklin, Kansas hosted a free presentation that delves into how the railroad shaped Southeast Kansas throughout the years. The emergence of the railroad in rural Kansas, 1870 to present day, was presented by Dick Ronacher. This special program is presented in conjunction with the quarterly exhibit Little Balkan's Coal Camp, McCune, which is hosted by Morgan Blanchard Zimmer and Dick Ronacher.
So today is our first exhibit out of 3. The Miners Hall asked the museum to do a small exhibit on McCune, and today was about railroads that connected the small towns, including McCune and Cherokee.
The quarterly exhibit is open to the public during regular museum hours. George Washington Carver National Monument hosted its Art in the Park event over the weekend. Park rangers were joined by local artists to teach members of the community different ways to create art. Participants used natural dyes, pastels, paint, and more to create the art. The event even had a guest speaker, Linda Teeter, who talked about her experience as a professional artist. Rangers said the event was put together to celebrate George Washington Carver's love of art.
He never became a professional artist, but he painted for all of his life. And so we celebrate that today. We have some of his original artwork on display, some of his sketches and such.
Saturday was also the first day of National Parks Week. Kids at the event could earn a special Art in the Park Junior Ranger badge. All right, this morning we are discussing unidentified flying objects.
Sean Kirkpatrick, director of the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, says the U.S. government is tracking more than 650 potential cases of so-called unidentified aerial phenomena, now known as UAPs.
A new name? Well, now we have Space Force.
That's
there
true.
There you go. While most of the sightings may not be the cause for alarm, the AARO is concerned about emerging technologies from foreign countries that could pose a threat.
Now, so far, Kilpatrick says any potential threats likely only emanate from this world, but that's not to say that we are not alone in the universe. And that brings us to our question for you this morning. Do you believe that UFOs are real? And this is unchanged from earlier. Half of you say you do, half of you say you don't. So,
what about UAPs?
Yeah, that should be the new. Do you believe that UAPs are real?
Be like, what's that?
I mean, unidentified aerial phenomena, yeah, that happens quite a bit. I mean, how many SpaceX launches have there been and people still don't recognize that swirl in the air. They still are, what in the world? I'm like, we've shown it on TV 100 times.
Is that a weather balloon or something from China?
Unfortunately, it's our own.
There you go. All right, that's a look at our top news stories. Coming up this half hour of the KOAM Morning News, Disney temporarily shuts down fire effects in all of its theme parks around the world after a prop dragon goes up in flames.
And we're keeping an eye on rain chances increasing this week. We'll talk about those showers that are on the way when we come back. But first, here's a live look from Lakeside Park in Pittsburgh. There it is. It's so pretty. Be back with more right after this.
In Consumer Watch this morning, Bed Bath & Beyond has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. In its filing, the company said, quote, "It is appropriate to close and wind down all 475 remaining brick and mortar stores and that it expects to do so by the end of June. That figure includes 125 Bye Baby stores. The company said it will still try to sell some or all of its business. If you have coupons, the company says they will stop accepting them on Wednesday, the same day deep discount store closing sales are expected to begin. General Motors has recalled more than 40,000 Chevrolet Silverado trucks following the discovery of a potential leak in brake fluid that could become a fire hazard. Models from 2019 to the present are affected. Owners are advised to park outside and away from structures until a repair is done. And Disney said it is temporarily suspending some fire effects at its theme parks worldwide. The decision comes after this 45-foot tall dragon prop went up in flames Saturday night during the Fantasmic show at Disneyland in Anaheim. No one was hurt, thank goodness. Well, the school cafeteria is now teaching important lessons about reducing waste. A plastic-free school lunch movement is spreading across the country with real effects for the planet. Bradley Blackburn takes us to the elementary school in New York where it all got started.
The lunchroom inside PS 15 in Brooklyn looks like so many others.
Enjoy your lunch.
On the menu today, mozzarella sticks, broccoli, and orange slices.
How's it taste?
It's amazing.
But what's really amazing?
It's less plastic.
Almost no plastic is used to eat it.
To make it better for the earth. If we have less plastic, the factories will stop making more plastic.
Plastic-free school lunch day means a midday meal served without any single-use plastic, like forks, cups, or wrapping. The idea started at this school a few years ago with help from a nonprofit called Cafeteria Culture.
People need to see change to believe that it's possible.
Plastic-free lunch days have now spread to schools in more than 24 cities across the country.
A really great example and shines a light for children across the country that kids can really lead on these issues.
Cafeteria Culture says more than 7 billion meals are served in schools every year, so just reducing plastic use can make a real difference. The day helps students see their choices have impact.
I feel like I would always just take one cup, throw it out, then use another, and I realize it's stupid because I'm just wasting.
A lesson for all of us served up at lunch. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, Brooklyn, New York.
New York City Public Schools now have at least one plastic-free lunch day every month in all 750 elementary schools. It's more expensive to buy a new or used car these days. A new report says that price increase has contributed greatly to inflation over the past couple of years. This all began during the pandemic. Research found that during the height of the pandemic, the supply-demand imbalance for new vehicles meant dealerships could suddenly charge more money. And that helped drive up inflation. Some agree the car industry helped drive up costs that hurt the economy. But others say it is unfair to blame just one sector of the economy for the rise in inflation. The study is published in a U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics journal. That's it for Consumer Watch. Here's Chris with another look at your forecast.
Now we've got ourselves a clear day to start, although cold. We'll see a few more clouds by late morning, upper 50s. Clouds will continue to increase this afternoon. We could see a stray shower or two this afternoon. Otherwise, just cloudy skies, mid to upper 60s for highs, so we stay below average. As we head into this evening, we stay cool. for sure, down to the upper 40s. Rain chances really pick up after about 9, 10 o'clock. Could have a rumble of thunder or two in there as well. But the good news is no strong or severe storms expected. Rain and thunderstorm chances all the way through Saturday morning. Temperatures well below average and a very chilly weekend for us. But again, overnight lows at least staying above that frost freeze line. But as you can see, temperatures for the daytime highs hanging out in the lower to near mid 60s. Well, our daily celebration of birthdays and anniversaries are just around the corner, but first, we're going to take a look at what's happening on CBS Mornings.
I'm Tony DeCopel. Coming up on CBS Mornings, Ben Tracy talks with James Corden as he prepares for the final episodes of The Late Late Show. That's coming up on CBS Mornings.
Time for some Monday birthdays here in the 4 states. We're going to start in Pittsburgh with Quinn Stewart celebrating the big number 1. Happy birthday, Quinn.
All right, Maverick Allen Thompson celebrating birthday number 2 this year. That's a cute picture there. In Mound Valley, Kansas, with love from Mimi and Papa.
And we've got Liam Berry celebrating birthday number 4. Happy birthday, Liam.
Michael Giefer celebrating birthday number 9 this year. Happy birthday, Michael. Hey, look at, did you see who he was with there?
I did not.
That was Dow and Doug.
Well, all right. See, we've got to start those fans young. We've also got Dalton Clyburn celebrating birthday number 9 in Galena. Happy birthday with an impressive catch there.
If we make him hold his hands up much longer, he's going to be tired. Yeah. All right, and Devin Heckert celebrating birthday number 28 this year. Devin is in Pittsburgh.
And we accidentally skipped one, but we've also got Cal Saporito celebrating birthday number 15 in Columbus. So we want to make sure we send happy birthday wishes to Cal in Columbus.
All right, and Robin Zorn's turning 31 this year. Robin is in Riverton.
And we've got Allie Jones in Parsons celebrating a birthday today. And Allie is a 4th grade teacher. Happy birthday.
All right, Linda Decker. Happy birthday from your Crestline friends. Linda is in Pittsburgh.
And Warren Dooley celebrating a birthday in Columbus. Happy birthday, Warren.
All right, happy birthday. And happy birthday going out to Jean Hamilton, also in Columbus.
And we've also got Sandra Earle celebrating birthday number 71 in Jasper. A very happy birthday to you, Sandra.
And Tom Loftmiller celebrating birthday number 72 this year. Great picture there of Tom in Pittsburgh.
And of course, we talked about this. Margaret Hollinshead celebrating birthday number 112 in Chanute on Saturday. Absolutely. Congratulations going out to Margaret. And she's also the oldest living Kansan and a resident at Credo Senior Living Center. A very happy birthday to you.
She looks great.
She does.
She
Absolutely.
looks great. All right. Happy birthday, Margaret. I hope you can have many more to celebrate as well. And Denny Gillard turning 51 this year. Happy birthday, Denny.
All right. What a great list and a great way to celebrate Monday. How can people continue to celebrate with us, Tanya?
All they have to do is send us an email with all their birthday information, including their picture. Send it to this email, birthdays, don't forget the S, at KOAMnewsnow.com.
And of course, while you're on our website checking out all the cool things it has to offer, make sure you take time to sign up for the KOAM Birthday Club. You get some great deals from local businesses. You also get a special birthday message from your friends here at KOAM. So head over to KOAMnewsnow.com and sign up for that birthday club today. All right, we're talking rain and plenty of it this week, and it's going to start later tonight. As we go into the afternoon, a stray shower or two possible. Clouds increase. Best chances of rain start late tonight after about 9, 10 o'clock, and they'll continue into the overnight, into Tuesday morning. They will continue through Tuesday afternoon and into the evening with a couple of pauses here and there. We'll continue to see rain overnight Tuesday into Wednesday morning across the area, and a couple of thunderstorms possible, but no strong or severe storms expected. That continues into Wednesday evening. More showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms out there. We go overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning. Now, you guessed it, more rain showers and thunderstorms across the area. Then we head into Thursday evening, a few stray showers still hanging around, and then overnight and into Friday, we'll get a pause before we head into Friday afternoon with more showers and thunderstorms, and those will carry on through Friday night into Saturday morning. So with that many rain chances, that does mean morning. We're looking at a fair amount of rain across the area, anywhere from 1 to upwards of 3 inches of rain, and that is great news for some of us in southeast Kansas still dealing with that extreme drought out there. MoDOT camera 20th and range line looking good so far. Same from the KDOT camera at 69 and 400. That's because we've got clear skies as the sun rises. We're at 42 in Joplin, feeling like 37 with a south breeze at 9. Across the area, 39 Lamar, 35 Pittsburgh, 36 Chautauqua, Miami, and 39 in Neosho. We get our day started. We'll stay clear. Few extra clouds by late morning into the upper 50s. We head into this afternoon. Below average, but not too bad. Mid to upper 60s for highs. Again, a stray shower or two possible. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies. Clouds increase tonight. That icon is wrong, but we'll continue to see shower and thunderstorm chances overnight with lows into the upper 40s. Well, coming up when the KOAM Morning News makes the transition on over to Fox 14, we're taking you to ground zero for the writers' strike that could bring the creative wheels of Hollywood to a grinding halt. The last writers' strike hit back in 2007 and shut down the industry for 100 days. Will this one have the same impact, and what role will streaming play? We've got the latest on what you can expect from the looming writers' strike when the KOAM Morning News moves over to Fox 14 at 7 a.m.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. People are cleaning up after tornadoes plowed through central Oklahoma last week, killing at least 3 people and damaging homes. Authorities in Shawnee, Oklahoma say some 1,800 buildings and homes were destroyed. A home improvement store was destroyed, but several people sheltering inside survived. 2 long-term care facilities and a hospital in Shawnee were also damaged. Just after 3 Sunday morning, Joplin Fire Department, Joplin Police, and Met's ambulance responded to reports of a structure fire on the 100 block of North Byers. Joplin Fire reported heavy fire on the rear side of the house. Responders defeated the fire without damage to the surrounding homes. No firefighters or civilians were injured. Theater students at Pitt State University presented Animal Farm by George Orwell to a packed audience. The play, which follows the story of a group of farm animals who overthrow their human owner and attempt to create a society of equality, is brought to life by the talented cast and crew. The WDRA Sportsman Drag Racing Series returns to Mocan Dragway for some high-octane action on Sunday. Officials say the WDRA Championship Series featured some of the best racers in the area with 5 different categories competing. The event proved to be fun for competitors of all ages. That's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
We could see a stray shower or two as we head into the afternoon, otherwise increasing clouds into the mid to upper 60s for highs. Rain chances really ramp up overnight tonight, maybe even a rumble of thunder or two, and we'll see lows in the upper 40s. We've got rain chances every day this week and to Saturday morning, and temperatures below average, lower to mid 60s. A cool weekend ahead of us as well, but at least the overnight lows staying out of that frost and freeze area.
Well, coming up today at noon, we're making Save the Day black bean salsa in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
All right, your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings. There's new details on the precarious evacuation of the American embassy and how it unfolded in Sudan as violence intensifies in the warring nation. That's ahead on CBS Mornings.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. And this morning, Lori Horton is back in Studio K, where she will be finishing up her magic cookie bars.
Plus, we'll have the latest on the battle over the debt ceiling and if lawmakers on both sides of the aisle can find some common ground. That's going to wrap it up for us for now. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
And we'll do it again today at noon.